It's going to be
Good
clear.
afternoon, Mr. Jason. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Craig.
You sound like Count Chocula from Sesame.
Oh, yeah?
Who do we have on the show?
We are about to get down and dirty with Rusty and Robby.
Ooh.
You know what? They got
What?
an agency that's 129 years old.
Shut up.
And they're moving that needle out of the 1800s.
Yeehaw, let's get it.
Buckle up. It's the Insurance Dudes podcast.
Hey, Craig, this year I got some crazy growth goals for my agency. And actually, I've been talking to a few other agents. They got some crazy growth goals. So can you tell me a little bit about what you're doing that's just crushing it in your agency right now?
Yeah, well, we're doing a lot of internet data leads through a company called EverQuote, and they're actually one of our sponsors.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, part of the Accelerated Growth Program, which includes having your own consultant that's going to go over your results, and it's positioned to make those leads cost less so that you have lower acquisition costs. It makes it totally doable.
Awesome. And so what has been your favorite parts about it so far?
I like the visibility into the results, and being able to compare what the numbers that they get on their side with the numbers that I get on my side, and seeing that they mesh up. So we know that the data is correct, and that we're actually in a cost per policy or cost per sale that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah,
Cool.
They make it real easy to track. And you know what? Guess what? They gave us a deal to offer to all of the insurance dudes and dudettes out there.
Oh, I got to know about this.
Yeah, all you need to do is go to go.everquote.com/insurance dudes. That's go.everquote.com/insurance dudes.
And they give all the insurance dudes out there a killer price on this. So I'm signing up.
Oh, we've got a group.
All right.
A group of two.
A group of two.
A partnership.
A partnership, if you will. Imagine
I will.
yourselves a partnership. Well,
How
we
you
thought we'd
gentlemen
also-
doing?
Oh man, we're great. How are you guys?
Well,
Good.
So I see Robby Burton
Present.
and Rusty Rourke.
All right.
Look at
Boom.
that.
So, okay, before we jump into anything, I want to know the first concert that you guys went to. I mean, I'm talking like, give me Barney or give me something that's fun, like 12 years old, less. What did your parents drag you to? Anything good?
So my first concert, I was about 12. It was Garth Brooks in Church of Yearwood.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
a good one.
Ooh,
That's like
Real
legit
deal.
good, though.
that's
Yeah.
the real deal.
At the Dean Smith Center in Chapel Hill. So,
Ooh,
Dean.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so I won't tell you unless you let me tell you my first two.
Let's do
Done.
it.
Sold.
Sold.
It's kind of a comeback story. So the first one I went to was New Kids on the Block.
Nice.
Yes.
That was in Greensboro, I think. And then my second was Guns N' Roses, Unshackled in 7th grade at the Dean Dome. And that was, kind of a comeback story.
Just
tour?
when. Sorry.
What tour?
Oh, I have no idea, man. That was 1989.
89.
Appetite.
1990.
Appetite. Appetite.
90s was Illusions and 80s were Appetites. So it's right on that cusp.
Yeah, it was after Illusions. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So take us back, guys. Tell us where you two dudes are from and the background story.
Yeah, so we're here in, not so sunny Martinsville, Virginia. It's in the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains, the southwestern part of the state. This agency's been here for, 129 years now, right? It's changed names a couple of times, and now it's
For real, 129 years.
a long time. Yeah, 129 years.
You guys
Wow,
don't look a day over 21.
Yeah, right.
Dude, you guys definitely have the oldest agency that's ever been on here. So that's
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm proud. Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome.
I'm almost
Awesome.
that old.
Yeah.
So keep going. We cut you off.
I think I took over administration in 2015. We rebranded in 2018 to Burton Company. We had 7 trading names across 5 locations, and that's really hard in the digital space, right? And then I'll let you kind of tell your story.
Yeah, so I've been here for a little over 7 years now. I came from an IT internet service provider locally, so I was doing tech support and came here and as their system admin. So now I do all the hardware stuff, computers, printers, take care of software integrations, move business processes to the digital section of the software, and it's been a crazy ride for the past 7 years.
Crazy. And what got you guys into this business?
I am second generation. So, I'm like kind of a strange duck in that I grew up always kind of wanting to come back to this. It's what I've wanted to do. And so I went off and did some other things for a while. And then my dad called me one day and he's like, look, man, it's either going to be you or it's going to be somebody else. So I was like, all right, cool, man, I'll come back. That was 2003. So it's been a while ago now.
Yeah.
What did you do before?
A variety of things in the food service industry. So like managed a restaurant, did banquet hall, bartended, cooked, waited tables, basically everything you could do in the restaurant food industry.
Yeah, I've been in that business. Jason has as well. So it seems like a lot of that really gives a good, I guess, a good background in being able to talk to people and in just having the skill set to do, which I obviously right now cannot do.
Yeah, I'm not good at it, but it's not because I didn't have a good foundation in customer service from that, right? So.
Right. Yeah. I like when we're looking, one of the things that I think is the pillars of success of an agency is to always be recruiting and looking for people that are going to be able to produce results. And I really enjoy talking to people that are from the restaurant industry because we've had a lot of success stories from bartenders and servers because, they know how to talk to people. They know how to think on their feet. They're a little bit quicker. Do you guys have your own unique hiring strategy that you use at your agency?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe a little bit. We are really, really good friends with all of the other insurance agencies in the region.
Okay.
We have a really good relationship, especially with a lot of the direct writers. So we love them because they send us commercial referrals and because when people they train people really well. And then to a certain degree, they sort of graduate out of that and they come work with us. So, we get a lot of employees from, I won't name any, but from a lot of the direct writer systems in this region, right? So, it's been a good relationship for us.
That's awesome. And what do you guys do? Like what, let's see. So you've been there for 7 years doing marketing, right?
Do a little bit of marketing, but mainly I handle all the software integration. So we use Salesforce. So I take the processes like the commercial lines and personal lines, their workflows.
Okay.
I convert them into like screen flows into our system. So the data entry is, you don't have to hunt and peck for, okay, this has to go in this field, that has to go in that field. It's just a simple screen. They just enter it and roll on with it.
So, obviously, that's one of the hardest things with, a couple generations ago doing insurance to compare with now is moving more into the technology side of it. What would you say is the hardest challenges for you guys?
The biggest thing is hearing we've always done it this way.
Right.
So you can't always do it the same way, especially within today's technology world. Systems change on an overnight basis, really.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to improvise and adapt and overcome everything.
And you've built out various automation?
Yes.
Okay. And so
How's that changed for you guys? How's that helped?
It's definitely reduced the speed of the data entry. Helps with not having to double entry stuff. You know, we put it in one time through one thing and it puts it all in the places it needs to go. So it's definitely the biggest, I would say, efficiency is probably the data entry side of it.
So that's probably freed up a ton of time, right? For the different agents in the office, for prospecting, for all the different things. How has that changed the way that agency operates? Because clearly back in, 129 years ago, they were using horses and I don't know.
Feathers and ink. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we have a couple of policies from like the 1890s for a while. I'll send you some pictures of them. I don't know.
Do you really?
They're weird though. They don't look like policies. They read differently. But it's
wow.
So for us, this is like kind of like a quest to find a solution to make small commercial profitable, right? It's a challenge. It's a challenge across the industry. There's a whole lot of different ways that's being attacked right now, but we're sort of taking a more traditional stance, right, and saying let's keep all of the things that have been good for us for a long time and just be able to do more with less, utilizing technology. So you ask what the overall change is. I think that's what it is, that we can serve that business owner that's anywhere from 50,000 to say 10 million in sales. It's a little bit underserved by the middle market. And then, but still, like, in our opinion, the backbone of our region, certainly economically, still requires a high level of expertise, and they deserve it, right? So we can offer that and make money doing it. So that's for us, that was the mission, or at least part of the mission, and I think we've hit some of those targets so far, but there's still lots of room to grow into that too.
The end goal, I would say, is probably to make the customer experience better than what it is currently. You always want to improve that customer experience.
And how has it changed? How has it moved more towards a customer experiences versus transactions?
You want to manage that relationship, I would say. And with the systems we currently have with the automations, we can track how long it takes us to do an endorsement. So then we can look back at that with reporting and say, well, why does this take this long and this take this long? What's the difference in the process? So the end result comes, the customer gets a better experience. It's a faster experience for them because that's what they want in today's world.
Right. Yeah.
They want now. When Facebook and social media has trained us to be a now society. So the insurance industry has to move forward as well. We can't keep doing things the same way we've always done them.
Okay.
Let me just add one thing to that real quick. I mean, for me, that kind of all adds up to domain expertise, right? So we can measure everything in such fractional units now that we can say, okay, a bot policy with carrier A versus a bot policy with carrier B. They will dictate a different service burden based on all the information we could put together. So if carrier A is going to require 50% less time, and that time should translate directly to customer interactions, then little changes like that along the way, if they start to add up, right? So without that information, you can't make those decisions. And so getting into a different platform that allows us to measure in a different way just gives us a greater level of domain expertise.
Yeah. I mean, in today's world, those analytics are so powerful to what you can do to produce results. And I think we talk to a lot of agents, and there's a lot of, I'd say independent agents are much more tech or have moved into more tech, that insure tech space. And we're slowly getting there, the captives, to get to where we're utilizing the technology that's available, because you have bots, you have, all of these different things that can create this automation. Have you guys gone down the road of like messenger bots? Have you done anything like that?
Yeah, we've dabbled in it. We just haven't seen the return right now. I know there are some people like Joseph D'Souza, Pro Navigator up in Canada, doing some really cool things with that. And it's just, for us, hasn't been the top priority. Doesn't mean there's not room or ground to be made up there, but for us, it hasn't been the answer so far.
Interesting.
So that's interesting. So you guys are trying a lot of different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What gets you excited?
Yeah, I
with all
think
this
probably
new space?
like our best quality is our willingness to suffer completely through all this stuff. And to try everything and figure out what works and what doesn't, because let's be honest, a lot of it doesn't move the needle, right? You gotta be willing to fail a few times to figure out what works. And certainly we've gotten good at that.
Oh yeah.
Move the ego to the side.
Yeah, it's like we certainly try to maintain that perspective of like when you go to make an intervention, you say, hey, this idea is going to work and going to make it better. That's just the ego, right? We have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow.
Right.
So we just try to lay out some measurables and say, okay, if we're going to do this, and the goal is to improve this, but let's also measure some other things, and then we implement it and measure the things, and more times than not, it turns out we're like, it just didn't make a difference.
Have the grandiose plans and think it's going to move the needle, a huge amount, but when we actually look at the data, it's like, oh, well, we just moved it an inch to the left.
And it turns out
Wrong way.
software companies doing demos sometimes, it turns out, may exaggerate ever so slightly.
Just a little.
With
a
the
little.
impact that it may have on your business. Yeah.
Of course.
Right.
Of course. Wow. When has it always been that way for you guys? Like, did you develop a plan and say this is going to work, and then really push towards that without looking at the data?
Yeah, that's learned, right?
Yeah.
That behavior is learned.
Couple times.
Yeah, it's like we just said, hey man, how deep is the river? I don't know. Let's just dive in, right?
Yeah.
And we hit the bottom, and then we figured out, this is the dumb way to do it. So we tried to figure out a smart way to do it, and eventually we've got a lot of room to grow there too. But we've iterated to this point for sure.
That's awesome. Any mentors that you guys have looked up to get to where you are?
I have several. I do. We read a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We pass around a lot of books. We read a lot. We have a couple of business coaches here locally. We work with Outta Advisory Group. They're fantastic. Christopher Cook is an agent right down the road. I try to listen to him when he talks because his agency grows at like 25% a year. So
wow.
Yeah, he's like the most humble dude in the world. But I try to listen when he talks, and then there's other guys in this group like Jeff Roy. Certainly, he's like a madman. We try to pay attention to what he's doing.
Jeff Roy is insane with his technology stack and what he has going on. It's crazy. And Seth Zaremba, of course, with where he's trying to move the industry to, and just to listen to him speak, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So what do you guys what do you guys specialize in? What would you say your agency? What's your superpower? Like where do you guys niche down?
Yeah, so we're niched out in like kind of what our region dictates to us. So we do a lot of distribution, forestry, a lot of nonprofits, and then just some general transportation. But again, it's what our region has to offer. So I would say that our superpower is that we try to be like really, really professional, highly educated agents. So opportunities that are here for us that we can take advantage of them.
And what about business? What about acquisition? What's your favorite strategy that you've been using lately in business acquisition to identify with those markets?
Yeah, so our digital marketing efforts are my favorite for sure, but we're still, to sort of compare it to the story earlier of the way we integrate software, I think we're still early in that process. We're trying things. We're not being successful with all of it, but I firmly believe that we will, and we're getting traction in some areas, so we'll figure that out, and that's fun for me. But still, to this day, our most profitable way of acquiring business is to develop new producers.
Any hiring tips that you guys have? Hiring, training. How is it retaining the staff? These are some problems that I think we all have in our agencies.
Yeah, man, I don't know that I have a great answer for you there. I mean, we I can tell you that we use a lot of information. We do like the last producer we hired, we did three different profiles.
Oh wow.
We used like Omnia. We did a Colby test, and then there was one more. I forgot the name of it that was a little bit more thorough. But we have like 25 years of the Omnia profiling on the books, right? So that we have a lot of information to be able to compare there, and we trust what those things tell us, right? And then as far as training, we for new producers, man, we just unleash the CSRs on them for like a few months when they first start. And that seems to work out pretty well. The producers get like a healthy dose of respect for what they go through. And then they also have to do a wide variety of things, right, to give them a little bit of experience.
So a new producer, do a little bit of the loving and hugging with the service team?
Yeah.
Like with the clients. I mean, not literally loving and hugging, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, maybe sometimes, right?
Maybe, I guess. I mean,
Depends what kind of agency.
Not that kind of agency, man. We try to like basically say to do anything and everything they need you to do to make their day easier for a while, right? You got to earn your stripes by like, if they say go get some coffee, go get the coffee.
Oh wow, yeah. Like pledges.
Like pledges, kind of. Yeah, maybe not that intense and not as fun. But yeah. That would include loving and hugging.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That is funny. Cool. Well, what would you guys give advice for any newer agents that are coming into the industry, or somebody who just, if you could only give one piece of advice to another agent that's looking for help, what would that be?
Yeah, I would say learn is it, man. I mean, like go to school, get your hands on everything, get your hands on, whether it be like education programs to the alliance or the associations or from company provided business books. I don't care what it is, man. You can't get enough.
And don't be scared to try new things.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to walk before you can run. So, and sometimes
100%.
You got to fall down and crawl. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this business has so much, so many areas where you're going to screw up, right? And it seems like the best way to learn is by doing those screw ups, right? You mess up and you got to just dust yourself off and get back up and keep going. There's just so much to learn and know.
Yeah, I love that, man. I think that's, that's like the definition of experience, right? It's how you get there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you guys have anything else that you can think of that you'd want to share with the listeners as they're listening now, probably on their drive home and all pumped up?
I'll say one more thing, thanks for listening. And also, make sure to check out The Atomic Airwaves. There's a lot of great information coming out from Sydney Rowe. Like, she's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
She's putting out some really complex ideas and making it to where like stupid people like me can understand it. So I really appreciate her in a variety of ways. So yeah, check out The Atomic Airwaves, check out the YouTube channel, keep in touch with what's going on there because there's a lot of exciting stuff.
For sure. Yeah. Sydney's is coming on, I think, next week. So we're super pumped about that. And guys, thank you so much. It's been awesome. We're doing these quick ones in the afternoon. So if you guys need anything or there's anything we can help with,
let us know.
Reach out. Let us know.
Yeah, Craig, Jason, thank you both. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Nice to meet you.
Jason, I would be remiss if I didn't bring up one of our sponsors, EverQuote.
Oh, tell me a little bit about them.
Well, I've been using them for a couple months, and I'll tell you that the results are delightful. It's been now a couple months, and over time, my cost per sale has dropped every single week.
That is awesome. Tell me, so you're on a specific program with them?
Yeah, it's called the Accelerated Growth Program. And this bad boy gets you a better deal on those leads, so way less expensive. And you get a consultant that's going to actually go over your results to make sure you're tracking properly.
And so you've been doing that for the last couple of months and consulting with them?
Yeah. And I see everybody complain about leads and this and that. And it's like, look, if you don't have a process to track and measure your results, then I can totally get it. You don't even know what your results are, right?
And you asked them to give all the insurance dudes and dudettes out there a killer deal on this, and they came through, didn't they?
They came through, and I know you're going to take advantage of it, but if they go to go.everquote.com/insurance dudes, that's go.everquote.com/insurance dudes, then guess what?
What?
Deal City.
I'm there.
Do it.
Hey, you've got to check out the Insurance Dudes Inner Circle coming soon, where you get extended interviews as well as live coffee talks in our private Facebook group. Join the mailing list today at theinsurancedudespodcast.com. Hey, thanks for checking out the Insurance Dudes. Hey, please subscribe. We got some really great stuff coming out.